name's Zenoviana, and welcome to my channel. This is my series on r/WhereAreAllTheGoodMen, which is basically a very misogynistic subreddit where guys make fun of women's Tinder bios, shame women for sleeping around or for being single mothers, and where they complain that women won't sleep with them. Okay, so the first post of this video is titled, "We've all heard the lock and key analogy. Behold, shoe ownership." If you haven't heard of the lock and key analogy, it's basically that if one key can open hundreds of locks, then it's a master key. While if one lock can be unlocked by hundreds of keys, it's a pretty bad lock. As in that men are allowed to sleep with lots of women while women aren't allowed to sleep with lots of men. The post is of a woman holding up a sign that says, "My value is not based on my sexual history." And a guy commented on it saying, "If a pair of shoes has had 50 previous owners, its value is going down. This is basic economics." Seriously? There is literally so many things to say about this. Most importantly, sleeping with someone doesn't change who you are. And you aren't damaged, and you aren't of less value. You're a human being. Your value doesn't change. And this post also perpetuates this idea that if a woman has sex with multiple guys, that her vagina will become bigger or stretched out. It makes literally no sense. If you believe that, then you are just an idiot, seriously. This has been disproven by tons of gynecologists. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, think about it. If a woman sleeps with 10 guys, apparently her vagina is going to be stretched out, but if a woman sleeps with the same guy 10 times, apparently that doesn't stretch her vagina out. Does that make any sense to you? It doesn't make sense, okay? Stop it. And what I absolutely hate about this is just women who are shamed for sleeping around and not men. We should all be treated equally. If something is okay for a man to do, then it should be okay for a woman to do. Plus, it literally makes no sense. Like, two people can do the exact same activity together, and then one person is shamed and called insulting names, while the other is praised? There's no sense whatsoever in that. Also, men will beg women to sleep with them, but then when they hear that a woman has slept with a few men, suddenly she's disgusting, even though I'm sure he'd love to sleep with lots of girls, so it doesn't make any sense. Like, don't shame someone for doing something that you'd wish you could do. Okay, the next post is the Tinder bio of a girl who does OnlyFans. It's titled, "If you don't respect OnlyFans girls, don't waste your time with this girl." And for some reason, she can't get any quality matches though. I wonder why. Her bio reads, "Please give me more material for my brother-in-law. He thinks my Tinder matches are garbage and it boosts his ego. If you are disgusted by OnlyFans girls, you can go ahead and swipe left. Women can do whatever they want with their bodies. Okay, thanks. Still looking for someone who can fix my attitude problem. Apparently I'm BBW. First thing that jumped out at me about this is, why is her brother-in-law making rude comments about her dating life? I hope he means it in a protective way, like those guys aren't good enough for you, and not just like laughing at her. And the OnlyFans bit. I don't personally agree with OnlyFans. I just don't agree with how it normalizes porn and prostitution, and how anyone can just take a screenshot and your whole life could be ruined. But like, if you want something serious, putting that you do OnlyFans in your bio isn't exactly going to help. I mean, I doubt many gentlemanly guys would be okay with their girlfriend doing OnlyFans. But at the same time, it's good that she's open about it from the get-go, instead of saying weeks into a relationship. I mean, I know it's a lot less common for guys to do it, but I definitely wouldn't date a guy that did it. I just think it's like sharing your partner with multiple or hundreds of people. I would absolutely never be okay with that. I really don't understand the attitude part. I mean, I've heard of girls saying they want a guy to put her in her place and stuff like that. But I have a bit of an attitude and I don't need a man to fix me. The last part. BBW stands for big beautiful woman. But like, that's such a weird thing to put in a bio. That's like saying, apparently I'm pretty in your bio. Like, cool, other people gave you a compliment. That doesn't mean I'll think the same as them. Okay, the next post is just very messed up. And it's posts like these that's why this subreddit exists. And why men blame us for dating the wrong kind of men instead of addressing their own issues. So this is on a post about women dating deadbeats. You know, just nasty guys that use women and are just shitty guys. So this girl commented, "Listen, men who got nothing going for them, usually homeless or semi-homeless, your orgasm lies with them." And then later on she says, "The more worthless they are in life, the better the D. That's the curse of Eve." Then later on she says, "Also in my experience, abusers have great D too. I'm attracted to 50-year-old men who got nothing to offer but great dick. And then someone else responds, I felt sorry for a recently released convict and let him sleep on my couch for 2 days. And he absolutely dicked the life out of me. So yeah, I mean, it's one thing to date the wrong kind of people once or twice, but to admit to actively seeking them out is just stupid. And what she said about abusers is just offensive and insensitive. This kind of post is just embarrassing for women. And I'm sure some guys will see this and then start blaming women when they say they dated a guy who turned out to be a total dick or even abused them. And they'd be like, well, some girls like that, so maybe you're just attracted to them. Okay, so the next post is about short-term relationships. It's titled, Straight from the Horse's Mouth. The red pill never misses. Last one ready to settle down with 2 kids? So one girl says, girl, there is nothing wrong with them mini relationships. Girl, have fun with those 2 to 3 month type men. Someone else responded, I'm dating to marry, period. Twitter responded yet. Then someone else replied, it's just that I'm in the 25 plus group now, and I can't stand temporary people anymore. I'm sick of it now. And someone else replied, yes, but I definitely understand this tweet. It was my life back in my early 20s. Kept a cute rotate. Now I'm looking to settle down. And lastly, someone else replied, 25 plus with kids. You'd be like, yeah, I'm cool on that temporary shit, but those aren't the type of play dates I'm gonna have anymore. Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with short-term relationships, as long as both people are on the same page. It's great for when you're young and you know you probably won't be staying wherever you're living right now, forever. You might want to move somewhere or travel for a while. Sometimes I've made the mistake of getting into a very serious relationship, only to later on realize that I don't want to be anchored down anywhere. I want to be able to move or travel anywhere freely, without having to break up or feel guilty about not spending enough time with a partner. Honestly, if you're young, I definitely recommend focusing on your career and your personal goals and trying to see as much of the world as possible instead of concentrating too much on relationships. They're also great for when you're not in the right emotional place for a serious relationship, like if you just went through some kind of trauma or you've just went through a breakup or just your head's just not in that place right now. It's a lot better if the person just says in the beginning that they aren't ready for something serious and they want something short term than to lead someone on for months and then start saying they weren't ready for anything serious. But at the same time, if you know you want to get married and have kids in the future, you should definitely start dating seriously as soon as you're ready to. Also, since the guys in this subreddit are anonymous, there could be guys on here shaming women for having short-term relationships, while they themselves have had a string of casual short-term relationships. I mean, it's very easy to be a hypocrite when you're hiding behind a username and a screen. Also, just, yeah, you know, a ton of the guys that use this subreddit are just incels and will shame women for their dating habits no matter what. Just because they're jealous and they can't even get a girl to speak to them, let alone date them. Okay, that's the end of today's video. Comment down below about what you thought about these posts. Do any of these posts not deserve to be on the subreddit? Do you agree with any of the titles? And what do you think about this subreddit in general? Is it misogynistic or is it okay? Come back next week for my next video, and I hope everyone has a great day. Bye!